What Happened Here with Rich Thomas on 1460 WVOX.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Happy New Year, everybody. It is definitely off to, hopefully everybody had a powerful start to the new year. It's been a hard start for many in Mount Vernon. I definitely wanna just, quickly make sure you know that there's a lot going on in our community, and we're very thankful to the family here at WVOX, a Whitney Global Media station, which allows us to be here every Wednesday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. With What Happened Here, where we ask the question of what happened with the particular situation, what's going on with, um, you know, various issues that are affecting our community. And today our topic will be falling from the sky for Gold Star mothers. We have a very special guest in Alexander Coons. He's a former Navy SEAL that went on to found a company that makes a drink called Frog Fuel that provides, protein-rich, collagen-based drink for athletes. And he will be on in a few moments to talk about the 777 initiative. The 777 initiative is an effort to raise monies, raise awareness, but really raise $7 million in funds for the Gold Star mothers so their children can go to college. It's an awesome cause. A tremendous honor to have him on to start the new year. This is our second season on WVOX with What Happened Here. Proud to have a great set of shows to look back on, but also to look forward to a great conversation today. And if you want to call in to talk or ask questions about the 777 initiative, where over 7 days, former Navy SEALs will go to 7 continents and skydive. That's what they're going to do this January. And we have Alexander Coons, who is the CEO and co-founder of Frog Fuel, which is a major sponsor of the event, Falling from the Sky for Gold Star Mothers. It's going to be a tremendous, tremendous, never before attempted feat. Looking forward to the conversation. Also to talk with him about his journey of becoming a Navy SEAL, and then what that was like. And as we entered the show, I just want to do a quick word about the Mount Vernon Animal Shelter. I hope that everybody continues to think about the innocent rescues that are there at the Mount Vernon Animal Shelter. Please call City Hall at 914-665-2361. Again, that's 914-665-2361. If you have questions about the process to adopt an animal from the Mount Vernon Animal Shelter, very big thanks to the Friends of the Mount Vernon Animal Shelter for continuing to volunteer through all of the pushback that they're getting. Very sad to hear and see. Also very concerned about the state of the police department, but we'll come back to that at a later time in the show. I just want to acknowledge that our guest is on the line, Mr. Alexander Coons. He is the CEO and co-founder of Frog Fuel, a super portable, ready to drink collagen protein. It's designed for elite athletes. I'd like to, think that I'm an athlete. I don't know if the word elite fits, but I'm working on it. I'm in the gym at least 2 to 3 hours a night, closing it out, trying to get back in that freed shape. But nonetheless, his company, Opt2 Labs, it makes frog fuels, and they made Inc. magazine's 5,000 fastest growing companies list for the past 3 years in a row. And Alexander is supporting the 777 initiative to raise $7 million in scholarship funds for Gold Star mothers. Alexander, thank you for your service. Thank you for being a hero, a former Navy SEAL. Very, very honored to have you on to start the new year. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And I see that you know you got behind this initiative. Can you tell us, um, what's going on with this 777 initiative? People are very curious about it.
Yeah, so 777 really, it's kind of different thing. One is the main thing that we're trying to do here is raise money for the abortion fund.
Mm-hmm.
And second is to honor fallen veterans. So each jumper is, you know, there's somebody who's close to them that they want to honor as part of a tribute jump.
Now, can you tell us a little bit about, um, before you get to Legacy Expeditions and how this came together? Can you just share a little bit about your background with everyone and just tell us who is Alexander Coons, the former Navy SEAL that helped you know preserve democracy and make people like me have freedom in our country. I'm so delighted to talk with you and learn a little bit about who you are before we jump into some of the focus of this conversation.
And a chance I ran into a recruiter on campus and saying about them and was kind of generally not really sure what I wanted to do in terms of a career. And then speaking with the recruiter, he told me, and it's like saying, you want to go first thing or me? So like, you know, that's my 19th year, 2001. And then after 9/11, 2000, I did.
That's a tremendous sacrifice, and again, thank you for making that decision. And can you just tell us about the transformation? I mean, before becoming a Navy SEAL, you had this mission of doing something to make a difference in medicine. But you chose a different profession, different path, and I'm just curious, what was that transformation like? There must have been a set of values, a set of challenges you faced, and you had to dig deep to pass the physical and the mental toughness that's required to be a SEAL. Can you just tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're absolutely right. It's a very challenging program. With I feel like though beyond the mental, physical aspect, trying to make you feel it's really about whether or not you really want it. If you're going into the program with any doubt, then more than likely you're probably not going to make it through. And for me, I think the thing about me is I really want to become a medical doctor, but it was what kind of set me on a different path with my father. He told me aside one day he went to Tulane University, Arizona, and said, "Listen, I know you've seen the I like but the reason I want to for medicine and you reject medication, great man. It's with managed healthcare, everything's going to be about not just for things and for reasons. And the fact that I walk into a recruiter that educated me about a career that I had no idea about was really interesting. But on top of that, I think I've told the story before, but my mother came from a very traditional upbringing. She was born in Taiwan, and the traditional Chinese belief is, you're either a doctor or you're a lawyer or you're nothing in life.
Mm.
And so for me, I knew telling my mother that I'm dropping out of medicine here to pursue a career as a, she didn't know what a Navy SEAL was. She would just look at it as the military. And so I knew she would not accept that. And initially she didn't. So I had to go home and I had to tell my mother, hey, I'm dropping out of college. I want to become a Navy SEAL.
And you
And
and
she
you
said,
what did she say?
yeah,
What did she say? We're gonna find out. I need you to hold that thought. We're gonna find out when we come back from break. We're having a great talk with Alexander Coombs, a former Navy SEAL, talking about the 777 initiative and his journey with Frog Fuel to make sure that you have the fuel you need to make it through. We'll be right back on Change That Dial. Hello, 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 everybody. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Everybody that's watching online, I'm going to put on a video so you can see online a little bit about what this is about. So I'm going to give you guys a preview. Oh, no, not that. Uh-huh. I'm going to play it from there. Folds of Honor.
Don't ever tell Americans something can't be done. We, Americans, have a way of making the seemingly impossible possible.
Not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
November is read by the monthly job openings and labor turnover survey. There were 10.5 million open jobs and more than
7 continents, 7 days, 7 skydives. Join us and follow the 777 expedition this January 2023, when a group of former U.S. Special Operations soldiers attempt to jump all 7 continents in 7 days in honor of our fallen U.S. service
Oh, you
members.
guys, I watch or listen online.
We need
Instagram,
your
Facebook.
support to raise $7 million for Folds of Honor, which provides educational
can't really see
sponsorships
it, but,
for military families. Follow us at legacyexpeditions.net.
You follow at
foldsofhonor.org.
legacyexpeditions.net. I put that
Never
in
forget,
there.
forever honor.
Yeah, everybody, I want you to take a look at this again. All right, we're coming back from break.
Rich Thomas, the former mayor of Mount Vernon, on 1460 WVOX.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. You're listening to the WVOX at Whitney Global Media Station. My name is Rich Thomas, former mayor of Mount Vernon, and you're listening to What Happened Here. And today's question we're asking is what happened here with former Navy SEALs falling from the sky for Gold Star mothers, a 777 initiative. And on the line, our special guest is former Navy SEAL Alexander Coombs. He's the co-founder and CEO of Frog Fuel, a super portable, ready to drink collagen protein designed for elite athletes. And if you want to call in, we'll open the lines later in the segment. If you want to call in, the phone number is 914-636-0110. Again, that's 914-636-0110. And before we went to break, we were talking to Alexander about his, you know, the situation he faced on the home front first to becoming a Navy SEAL. He had to confront a very challenging situation, and he had to talk with his mother to make sure that she knew that he was going on a different path than was expected of him. But he made that sacrifice and summoned the courage to talk to his mother first, who I know it's hard when you're talking to a parent, especially one that you love and respect. Um, and before we went to break, he started to tell us about that. But what did she say when she heard you say, I'm gonna go defend freedom. I'm gonna go make sure that Americans have liberty and independence, and I'm gonna go fight for democracy in our country. What did she say?
yeah, so he was not supportive of it. And he very succinctly, and said that join the bill. You're no longer my son. So I said, okay, I guess I'm no longer. But thank you, like even years later, she came around about what the
She birthed you. She loves you. So I understand how hard that was. And as you went from your family to your Navy SEAL family, you developed relationships along the way. And I'm not going to speculate, but I am going to take a guess that you saw some comrades of yours in the Navy, but also in different branches of the armed forces, sacrifice themselves for the mission and cause of advancing, America in the free world. So I just, I understand that you went to a new place, and that was a real sacrifice to start with. And once you got in, how was that bond of developing a relationship within the Navy SEALs, or the Navy in general?
I mean, you're no, and on it, you know, really truly it's about
It's where the Gold Star Mothers come in, because I know you're fundraising for the Gold Star Mothers, but veterans. My brother was a veteran. He actually passed away in November due to some health related issues. Uh,
prayer.
thank you. He was in the army. And what I can tell you is, veterans struggle, and a lot of
Yeah.
people like to glamorize and romanticize about it, but they don't. From what I've seen firsthand, veterans go through a significant amount of change when they come back home, and it's a real struggle to get them support. So I'm truly moved by your effort to raise awareness and raise monies for the Gold Star Mothers, specifically for children of Gold Star Mothers to get scholarships. And so you touched upon one need with respect to education and getting resources there. Now I want to come back to that, but can you just share a little bit more about the mental wellness? You have an extreme event, 777 skydiving. You have extreme sport. Does that help veterans recalibrate, or is that something that's just, it just happens to be the choice of approach for the cause?
No, it absolutely helps on a lot of different. One is the act of getting over in the cause itself brings back the bonds that we once had while in the military. And the second thing is you can't if you have a stronger personality, you can't ever for me it's like I came back when I was doing everything from racing motorcycles, motocross bike, and found that there was a void that I needed to fill. Being and motivate for veterans.
That is. And you arrived at skydiving on 7 different continents, something never before done. And your company, thankfully, is taking a pole position in helping raise, resources to get this done. And can you tell us a little bit about, the process of selecting skydiving, and then, what did it take to rally some of the other groups to join the initiative?
Yes, yeah. In what pretty much and that's with one, if we're raising money for future legacy of families, right?
Mm.
Because I mean, it's a healthy legacy. It's that fine too. And we have to take volunteer to jump, and then we could actually accommodate this reality.
Well, it's exciting. I mean, I skydived, a couple of times in my lifetime. I'll tell you about that when we come back from break. But everybody, don't change that dial. We're going to talk about the 777 initiative, the footage that they're going to capture, and the funds that are going to raise for Gold Star mothers. Don't change that dial. You listen to what happened here.
And national news. Here is the latest update from Fox News Radio on 1460 WVOX.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. The House has reconvened for a fourth Speaker of the House vote. 3 votes yesterday ended with House Republicans divided enough to keep anyone from winning.
Republican leader Kevin McCarthy got the backing of former President Trump. On his Truth Social site, Trump writes, "Really good conversations took place last night, and now it's time for Republican House members to vote Kevin, close the deal, and take the victory."
Fox's Jared Halpern. Actor Jeremy Renner is thanking fans for the kind words as he recovers from 2 surgeries after a snowplow accident in Nevada.
The car they were digging out got stuck. Renner stepped out of the snowcat to help, but the machine started rolling. When the actor tried to jump back in to apply a brake, he got stuck in the tracks and was run over by the 7-ton machine.
Fox's William Wojness. General Motors has reclaimed the title as America's best-selling automaker with its sales up and Toyota's down in 2022. America's listening to Fox News.
Between the junk you've accumulated and purged and the waste generated from everyday living, you need to rely on your trash removal service to get the job done. You deserve honesty. You expect reliability. You need CRP Sanitation. Since 1979, CRP Sanitation has been the trash removal company homeowners, business owners, and contractors have depended on for honest, reliable service. No dispatchers in different locations who don't know you, no answering services. CRP employees answer the phones, and they know their customers by name. Communication is a key to their success. Communication with you. Other companies offer the world and never deliver. CRP Sanitation offers exactly what you get. Honesty, dependability, professionalism. Doing some remodeling? CRP Sanitation can estimate the weight and needs of a dumpster, and that means not paying more than you need or having to add additional services at additional costs. Not all trash companies are created equal. Family-owned. CRP Sanitation. Westchester's finest in sanitation. Call 592-4129. 592-4129.
Cox and Graziano Funeral Home is one of the largest and finest funeral facilities in all of Westchester County. We represent a 4-generation tradition of providing the highest level of personal service. Our reputation has spanned throughout the county, and families have traveled the extra mile to call upon us during their time of need. Our spacious facilities and parking area provide immeasurable conveniences to visiting friends and loved ones. Most importantly, the diligence, dedication, and compassion of the Graziano family and our staff provides a heightened comfort at a time when it's needed the most. Visit us at www.coxandgraziano.com to learn more about us or call at 914-698-5968. Our licensed funeral directors are on hand 7 days a week and can meet with you to discuss various options when planning a funeral. We can also assist you with pre-planning
Thank you,
for a piece
everybody,
of
for
time
joining.
or for Medicaid.
This is
Our staff is knowledgeable,
an
professional,
exciting
and
talk.
most importantly,
We're going to talk
compassionate.
about
I'm Jen
the
Graziano.
locations
When
that
you
they're
call
going to
upon
go
Cox and Graziano in your
and
time
jump
of need,
from
you
when
are
we come
treated
back
like
from
part
break.
of the family.
You got
And now with your latest up-to-date forecast, here's Steve
when we come back
Pelletieri's
from
Eye
break.
on Weather on 1460 WVOX.
Forecast Westchester County in the vicinity for today, mostly cloudy sky. Rain developing through later afternoon, and highs climbing into the lower 60s. Rain continues this evening, overnight lows mild into the mid to upper 40s. 20% chance of showers on Thursday, otherwise mostly cloudy with steady temperatures upper 40s to near 50. 30% chance of morning rain on Friday, and every Friday in the afternoon, highs into the upper 40s, partly sunny, cooler weather, lower 40s on Saturday, clouds and sunshine near 40 on Sunday. Seatbelt area, reporting 1460 WVOX at Whitney Global Media Station.
Town radio for you and yours. So one and only one. 1460 WVOX.
1460 WVOX. And now back to What Happened Here with Rich Thomas, the former mayor of Mount Vernon, on 1460 WVOX.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. My name is Rich Thomas, former mayor of Mount Vernon, and you're listening to WVOX at Whitney Global Media Station. Our show is What Happened Here, where every Wednesday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. on 1460 on your AM dial, we ask the question, what happened here with a particular situation? And today's topic and our very special guest is former Navy SEAL Alexander Coons, who is part of this 777 initiative to raise $7 million for the Gold Star mothers, for scholarship funds for children of Gold Star mothers, by having a never before attempted swing of 7 days, 7 continents, skydiving. Former Navy SEALs joined by many other volunteers that support the cause ranging from supporting the Gold Star mothers, children of Gold Star mothers, but also other issues affecting veterans. I was taking a look at the map, and everybody's wondering, where are you jumping from? So, Alexander, before we went to break, we started talking a little bit about the logistics of getting into this 777 initiative. Can you just walk everybody through where you are starting and how is this? How can you tell us about the logistics of organizing each location or selecting locations?
Yeah, the logistics is, it's definitely more than one person ranging logistics. And, Mike, again, it's Mike Cirilli and his co-op. And it was really, we had to look at everything from weather patterns to, how we would logistically fly from one continent to the other.
So if you
And on top of
if
that,
you could just tell people just for one moment there, you mentioned Mike Cirilli. I meant to ask you about that last time. For people that do not know, can you tell them who Mike Cirilli is and just the organization that he's with and that you're supporting, so that people that are listening can make the connection.
former Navy SEAL, he is owner of a company and really the of laying the groundwork for future extreme activity. Really, and we-
Yeah. And I know there's before when I was driving to the station, I was speaking with a business owner who was excited and just thrilled to hear that we were going to be talking to you and about this cause. And we agreed that we need to do a fundraiser for you guys at some point, and we'll talk about that offline because we'd like to rally some of the people in Westchester County to support the cause of what you're doing. So we'll talk about that offline. But now that you got the perspective of who Mike's really is and Legacy Expeditions, and I'll just give a quick plug for Gigantes at Lake Isle is what I believe to be the location that wants to host this fundraiser for the 777 initiative. Alexander, you were telling us about how you were looking at weather patterns, and you guys are starting with Antarctica. Oh my goodness,
correct.
the bottom of Earth. And then from there, you're going to go where?
Well, it's the next
Mm-hmm.
and then obviously we, you know, it's other countries, United States, other countries.
Yeah. South Africa, I see Cape Town, I see Perth, Australia, Dubai, amazing place, and then Spain, Barcelona, my goodness, and then
Yeah, and
Tampa. You got,
what's
but
exciting about it are veterans, like veteran hosting countries. And
and so you're gonna how many planes do you all expect? How many people? Is it gonna be one person, two people, or is it gonna I'm assuming it's gonna be at least a core group of veterans, former Navy SEALs and other forces that may join you, but I'm assuming there's gonna be a core group that's gonna make the 7 day swing.
first, that documentary for that Stan Myrick research Blair Witch Project. And I mean,
That
yeah,
that is phenomenal, and I'll Blair Witch, oh my goodness, that brings back such memories. I went and saw that in the village many years ago. Man, you got a phenomenal team that knows how to not only tell a story, but really capture the moment and involve the audience. I'm really looking forward not only to the documentary, but um, I'm 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 intrigued by the depth of the team and the approach you are all taking, and I hope that when you come back, or let me pause for right there for a second. As you go, will you guys have like live social media feeds going where people can tag along and watch, a little bit of the experience and the journey?
absolutely in like in that the media under the
Wow. So theoretically, jumpers are on their way to Antarctica as we speak.
yeah, and Antarctica was selected because it's the like the zero team actually had a way to win.
And they're going to be there only for basically a day, and then they're
Yeah,
leaving, and then they're leaving.
yeah, yeah.
Man,
Jumpers because the thing that I want everybody to understand is that we're private plane here. These are commercial planes. And they're one all this training to get on a commercial plane and deal with airlines and stuff with very limited sleep, go to their next location, do their next jump, and start all over again.
we have to make some calls to see how we can help the jumpers, the crew of 16, right? 11 jumpers, five production company members. There has to be a way to get some love out there from the universe to support you guys to help make sure that you have safe travels, you have hopefully everything that you guys put in arrives with you. There are no, hiccups, but I can only imagine when you're running an airline, there are lots of questions. But I just want to make sure we whoever's out there that got connections at JetBlue or American Express, wherever companies you are, and you can help this cause, please get in contact with Legacy Expeditions. Go to legacyexpeditions.net. But also, Alexander Coons, who's helping sponsor this event. We're going to finish up and talk to him when we come back from break a little bit about what this cause means for Gold Star mothers and what it means to helping veterans overall. Don't change that dial. Listen to what happened here. Thank you guys for joining.
And national news. Here is the latest update from Fox News Radio on 1460 WPOX.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. The House has reconvened for a fourth Speaker of the House vote. 3 votes yesterday ended with House Republicans divided enough to keep anyone from winning.
Republican leader Kevin McCarthy got the backing of former President Trump. On his Truth Social site, Trump writes, really good conversations took place last night. Now it's time for Republican House members to vote Kevin, close the deal, and take the victory.
Fox's Jared Halpern. Actor Jeremy Renner is thanking fans for the kind words as he recovers from 2 surgeries after a snowplow accident in Nevada.
The car they were digging out got stuck. Renner stepped out of the snowcat to help, but the machine started rolling. When the actor tried to jump back in to apply a brake, he got stuck in the tracks and was run over by the 7-ton machine.
Fox's William Wojness.
Oh.
General Motors has reclaimed the title as America's best-selling automaker with its sales up and Toyota's down in 2022. America's listening to Fox News.
Connect to Fox News Audio on the Fox News app. Listen to hear your favorite hosts like Brian Kilmeade, Jimmy Fallon, and Guy Benson standing up for what's right live and via podcast. Just click listen, then swipe right and hear the latest news updates on your time. And scroll down to hear the latest podcasts from Fox News. And it's even easier to listen in the car with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Get programming alerts and notifications. Fox News Audio is on the Fox News app. The voices America trusts. Download it now. From the Fox News Podcasts Network,
I'm Ben Domenech, Fox News contributor and editor of the Transom.com daily newsletter. I'm inviting you to join a conversation every week with the smartest thinkers out there about the issues Americans face and where we're going as a nation. This show will feature deep dive interviews with newsmakers and some of your favorite Fox News analysts. I hope you'll join me as we dive into the front. It's the Ben Domenech Podcast.
subscribe and listen now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you download podcasts.
There are quite a number of neighborhood flower shops around Westchester County these days. As in all things, some are better than others. And in the Colonial Village Shopping Center on Weaver Street in Scarsdale, just to the north of New Rochelle, there exists a florist of very great style and renown. Colonial Village Flowers specializes in beautiful seasonal flowers arranged in good taste, with the lovely low-key result that all Colonial Village presentations, bouquets, and arrangements look like they were actually grown, collected, and gathered in the natural setting of your own garden. Good
So
tasting
thank you for
flowers has
joining.
for
Just want
years
to
been
let
a
you know,
special
all those
trademark of
watching
Joe
on
Ward and his
Instagram,
talented
we
floral
have
arrangers
our
at
special
Colonial
guest,
Village.
Alexander
Featuring a
Coons
natural look
from
without
Frog
pomp or
Fuel.
ceremony.
He's
So please
supporting
know that there is at
the
least
Triple
one
Seven
flower shop on
initiative,
your
which is
classic
raising
wavelength.
monies
Joe Ward's
for
Colonial
Gold
Village
Star
Flowers
mothers.
at
Is
1550
raising
Weaver Street in
scholarship
Scarsdale.
funds
Call
for Gold
723-2888.
Star mothers.
That's
And the scholarship
723
monies will go toward their
2 and 3
children who are looking to go to school. So it's a great, great, great cause. They have Falling from the Sky for Gold Star Mothers is the cause. I invite you to check out the link, legacyexpeditions.net, but also take a look at the 777 initiative, which is to raise $7 million for scholarship funds for children of Gold Star mothers. The initiative is to have 11 former Navy SEALs go skydive on 7 different continents over 7 days. It has never been done before. It's going to be a Guinness World Record, I'm sure, but it's also going to be an amazing tribute to our veterans of the armed forces in America in particular, but also, as a nod to other veterans that fight along our side in different countries. So they're going to start in Antarctica, they're going to go to Chile, then South Africa, then Perth, Australia, then Dubai, Spain, and then Tampa Bay. So coming back from break, we're gonna wrap up this show. We're gonna talk a little bit about the college and how you can report it. So
Here on 14
stay tuned in.
VOX.
And now back to What Happened Here with Rich Thomas, the former mayor of Mount Vernon, on 1460 WVOX.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. You're listening to WVOX and Whitney Global Media Station. My name is Richard Thomas, former mayor of Mount Vernon, and our show is called What Happened Here. And every week on Wednesday from 12 noon to 1 p.m., we ask the question, what happened here? This week's question is, what happened here with former Navy SEALs falling from the sky for Gold Star mothers? On the line, our very special guest is Alexander Coons. He's the CEO and co-founder of Frog Fuel, a super portable, ready-to-drink collagen protein designed for elite athletes. And he's a former Navy SEAL that has been working with Michael Sorelli, who is also a former Navy SEAL at Legacy Expeditions. His company, Opt2 Labs, that's Alexander Coons' company, which makes Frog Fuel. They are sponsoring the 777 initiative, one of the lead sponsors, where former Navy SEALs, joined by some documentarians, some production company, will skydive 7 days, 7 continents, from Antarctica to Chile to South Africa, Australia, Dubai, Spain, and then Tampa Bay, Florida. You can learn more about the cause at legacyexpeditions.net. And we were talking about, before we went to break, Alexander was telling us about how difficult the journey is going to be to accomplish the 7 days of skydiving on 7 different continents. From first the logistics of getting there, but what about food? Do you have what's the solution? How are you going to keep these, former Navy SEALs, these elite athletes, energized to make the journey and to keep their body ready to jump? So I'm wondering, I'm thinking Alexander will have a solution for them to jump. What do you think?
Yeah, so I think that the difficult thing here is not. I mean, the nutrition is like the quality really aids in recovery. We do have a couple companies, and there's an individual or operators that can actually help them get more healthy in their
And as they go along this journey, you have this really mapped out, and what I'm really looking at is the demand, the stress on the jumpers and the production company members that have to, deplane, unpack, double check their gear, triple check their gear, get on another plane, jump out of it, and then pack up, get back to the airport. You don't even have time to even like take a few photos and do any sightseeing. It's like up and down, up and down. You're basically sleeping on airplanes for 7 days in different time zones, and hopefully, as you mentioned, you said you look at the weather. So this time period seems to be what you guys believe to be some of the best weather patterns for the jumps themselves.
yeah, but as you know, There's a lot of different. So there's so many little things, very safe thing. I mean, you're going in the country during the day, you're jumping that day, you're having to repack your food, your gear, on top of the sleep and all the other stress and everything else. I mean, a million. Yeah.
And that alone deserves, a show in and of itself of how do you deal with these situations. But that's where the whole focus of bringing awareness to what veterans, former members of arms forces and services have gone through to make sure that we as a country can have and enjoy the freedom we enjoy today, because freedom is not free. So I'm curious as to, you know, setting aside the logistical hazards, um, praying and hoping that everything continues to work out in your favor and in the Jumpers' favor. Can you tell us about, you know, the scholarship fund? I saw that over 1,400 scholarships have been allocated, and this, the support from Frog Fuel, not just providing fuel, but also providing financial support. Can you tell us about how that's going to go help the Gold Star mothers and veterans across the country?
Yeah. So the organization they provide education.
That is phenomenal. Well, what I do know is people are asking the questions of where can they find out more information about Alexander Coons? Is there a website that you want them to visit? I see there's an op2, the number two labs.com. Is that a great place for people to start, Alexander?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So all those people watching and listening, if you want to learn more about Alexander and his company, you have OP as an Oscar Peter, the number two, labs.com, op2labs.com. And there you'll learn about frog fuel and all the many benefits that um, his product will provide, but also the sustenance and nutrition it's going to offer to the jumpers in the crew as they go 7 days of sleeping on airplanes and airports. I mean, talk about planes, trains, and automobiles. Where's John Candy when you need him? But seriously, I thank you for everything that you've done and are doing. Any final thoughts about your time as a Navy SEAL and the lessons you learned there and how it applies to your business or life? Any type of insight you think you can offer to people as they start the new year, looking at their vows and their pledges to be a better versions of themselves? Anything that stands out to you that you want the listeners and the people online to walk away with?
Yeah, absolutely. And Richard, I did want to thank you for your you treat well. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, in terms of being successful in life, I always have a saying that you can't learn how to succeed. And the practical reality is, in any new initiative, you more times than you do. Um, Failure culture, that is never in any state that you have.
That is one of the most profound observations that I heard all year, even though we just got started, but many years. And if there's, you know, what I can say is people don't realize how you started out. You started out with a huge sacrifice, and you came through and made some tremendous changes. And I can't thank you enough for all that you've done. Everybody, we had Alexander Coons, former Navy SEAL, co-founder and CEO of Frog Fuel. Look them up at op2labs.com or to learn more about Falling from the Sky for Gold Star mothers and the 777 initiative to raise $7 million for children of Gold Star mothers. Visit legacyexpeditions.net. That's with an S, legacyexpeditions.net. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you again, Alexander, for your service and your time. We look forward to following up with you and talking about that fundraiser that we're going to do at Gigantes at Lake Isle in the near future. Everybody take care. Have a great, powerful week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's home of free speech. Continuing the